For over a century, one country has stood above all others, the United States of America. Its flag flew on the moon, its dollar ruled global markets, and its military shaped world history. But every empire reaches a turning point, and for the first time since World War II, cracks are showing in America's foundation. By 2035, the world will look very different, because the era of one superpower ruling them all is ending. And a new global order is rising to take its place. This isn't the story of America's collapse. It's the story of a world catching up. A story about shifting economies, changing alliances, and nations that refuse to play second place anymore. Today, we'll explore why America will no longer be the top superpower within the next decade, the challenges weakening it from within, and the powerful nations rising to fill the gap. 1. The cracks in America's foundation. The first crack is economic. For decades, the American economy was the engine of the world, but now that engine is running on debt. The U.S. national debt has passed $36 trillion, and by 2035, it could exceed 120% of GDP. That's a debt load heavier than Italy or Greece, two nations once considered unstable. And it's not just numbers. Debt limits investment, stifles innovation, and forces the U.S. to rely on foreign buyers, many of whom are now diversifying away from the dollar. Even the International Monetary Fund warns America's fiscal trajectory is unsustainable. The second crack is political. America isn't losing to an outside enemy. It's dividing from within. The gap between left and right has become a canyon. Trust in Congress is at an all-time low, and nearly half of Americans now believe the other side is a threat to democracy. When polarization becomes paralysis, leadership becomes impossible. And when the world's leading democracy can't agree on who it is, how can it lead anyone else? The third crack lies beneath America's feet, literally. Its infrastructure, once the envy of the world, is aging fast. The American Society of Civil Engineers gave the U.S. an overall grade of C. That means broken bridges, power grids on the brink, and public transit systems decades behind Europe and Asia. Even in technology, once America's fortress, competitors are closing in. China now files more AI patents than the U.S., and India's digital infrastructure is revolutionizing access for over 1 billion people. 2. The rise of other powers. Let's start with a surprise, Brazil. Often overlooked, Brazil is quietly positioning itself as a green energy superpower. It dominates global agriculture and holds vast reserves of lithium and nickel, the building blocks of tomorrow's batteries. And diplomatically, Brazil plays both sides, maintaining strong ties with both Washington and Beijing. That flexibility makes it a bridge between East and West in the New World economy. Then there's India, the world's largest democracy, and soon one of its biggest economies. By 2035, India is projected to become the third largest economy on Earth. Its young workforce, massive digital expansion, and rapidly growing tech sector are transforming the nation into a global innovation hub. India isn't just following the West path. It's creating its own, blending democracy, scale, and digital infrastructure like no other country in history. And finally, China, America's most formidable rival. China's ambitions reach far beyond its borders. Through the Belt and Road Initiative, it's building roads, ports, and power plants in over 150 countries. It leads in electric vehicles, solar manufacturing, and green energy investment. Militarily, it's developing the world's largest navy, next-generation fighter jets, and hypersonic missiles, all designed to counter U.S. dominance. While America still holds the edge in total power, China's focus, speed, and scale make it the greatest challenger the modern U.S. has ever faced. 3. The world after American dominance. The next decade isn't about America's fall. It's about balance. We're moving from a world with one center of gravity to one with many. China, India, and Brazil are just part of the equation. Regional powers, from Nigeria to Indonesia, are demanding bigger voices in global institutions once dominated by the West. The unipolar moment of U.S. dominance is giving way to a multipolar reality, where power is shared, contested, and constantly shifting. Final thoughts. The United States will remain powerful, but no longer alone at the top. Its influence will depend not just on might, but on adaptation, cooperation, and vision. The real question isn't whether America will stay number one. It's whether it can thrive in a world where no one holds all the cards. What do you think? Can the U.S. reinvent itself for this new world? Or has the age of American dominance truly ended? Subscribe to Adaptive Business Trends for more insights on the future of work, AI, and human potential.